Hello and welcome to German Lessons with Mr. Ferguson. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zum Deutschunterricht mit Herrn Ferguson. Die erste grammatische Stunde, the first grammar lesson, ist das Genus deutscher Substantive, the gender of German nouns. Before wir anfangen, please remember to like this video. Bitte klickt gefällt mir. And to subscribe to my channel, so that I can keep helping you with your German. Bitte vergesst nicht zu abonnieren. If you're enjoying my videos, please consider buying me a coffee by clicking the banner now. All contributions are gratefully received and allow me to continue to bring you new and exciting German content while keeping it free to access on YouTube. Thank you very much for those of you who have already contributed. In this lesson, we will be discussing the genders of nouns in German. It's assumed, therefore, that you are aware of what a noun is and that it's a thing or an object, such as table, dog, chair, person, guilt, ice cream, etc. In German, every noun has a gender and a number. The number is either singular or plural. For example, dog is singular, as there's only one dog, and dogs is plural, as there are many. To make things easier in German, think of there being 4 genders, 3 singular and 1 plural. The genders are masculine, feminine, neuter, and plural. Now, despite what I'm sure viewers are hoping for, there's no easy way to learn genders of nouns. There are some patterns which almost always work, but there are some that you just have to learn. My first piece of advice for learning genders is to learn the article, der, die, or das, when you learn a noun. For example, when you learn that dog is Hund in German, learn that vocabulary as der Hund, so you remember that it's masculine. When using a dictionary, look out for the following abbreviations: an M in brackets for masculine, F in brackets for feminine, N or NT in brackets for neuter, and PL in brackets for plural. There are also some word endings or beginnings which tend to be of a certain gender, and these are as follows. Masculine words will often end in ER, particularly with male people or jobs, for example, der Lehrer, male teacher. ICH, for example, der Teppich, meaning carpet. Ismus, ISMUS, which equates to the English ism, such as der Buddhismus, Buddhism. NER, for example, der Ordner, folder, or der Amerikaner, American. Or similarly, the following things are usually masculine. Days, months and seasons, for example, der Freitag, Friday, der Sommer, summer. Map locations, for example, der Norden, der Osten, der Westen, der Süden. Names of cars and trains, for example, der Audi, der ICE, Intercity Express. And masculine jobs, for example, der Arzt, male doctor, or der Klempner, male plumber, etc. Feminine words will often end in ADE, AGE, ANZ, ENZ, ETTE, INE, or ION. Some examples of these: die Limonade, lemonade. Die Waage, balance. Die Arroganz, arrogance. Die Kompetenz, competence or expertise. Die Kassette, cassette. Die Kantine, canteen. Die Religion, religion or religious studies as a school subject. They may also end in E, such as die Katze, meaning cat. EI, such as die Bücherei, meaning library. IE, such as die Demokratie, democracy. IK, such as die Politik, politics. IN, if referring to female people or occupations, for example, die Touristin, female tourist, die Ärztin, female doctor, etc. Keit, Keit, for example, die Freundlichkeit, friendliness. Heit, Heit, for example, die Gesundheit, which means health, and is also the German word for bless you when someone sneezes. Schaft, Schaft, for example, die Mannschaft, meaning team. Tät, T-A-Umlaut T, for example, die Realität, reality. And Ung, U-N-G, for example, die Regierung, meaning government, or die Übung, meaning exercise. Similarly, the following things are usually feminine. Many flowers and trees, such as die Rose, the rose, and die Buche, meaning beech, or cardinal numbers, for example, eine Eins, eine Zwei, eine Drei, etc. Finally, neuter nouns will often end in chen, C-H-E-N, for example, das Kaninchen, meaning rabbit, or das Mädchen, meaning girl, even though you'd expect this to be feminine. Ium, for example, das Studium, meaning studies or studying. Lein, for example, das Fräulein, which means miss or girl or young woman. Ment, for example, das Parlament, meaning parliament, or das Medikament, meaning drug or medicine. Or, for example, das Konto, meaning account, or das Lotto, meaning lottery. And or tum, for example, das Parfum, which is pronounced in a French way because it comes from the French language. It means perfume. Or das Datum, meaning the date. Similarly, nouns starting with ge will also mostly be neuter. For example, das Gehalt, meaning salary, or das Gebäude, meaning building. The following things are also often neuter. Geographic place names, for example, das Europa, meaning Europe, das Afrika, meaning Africa.
And verbs used as nouns, which are also called gerunds, which is normally the ing form of a verb.
For example, das Schwimmen, swimming, das Essen, eating. And finally, almost all chemical elements and most metals. For example, das Aluminium, aluminium, and das Blei, meaning lead. So, there you have it. Some rules that can help you memorise the genders of nouns. But the best way is still to learn it when you learn the word for the first time. It's a good idea to pause the video now to make a note of the common rules. Habe ich vergessen, euch etwas zu sagen? Have I forgotten to tell you all something?
Oder gibt es vielleicht Ausnahmefälle? Are there perhaps exceptions?
If you're a German speaker and you think I've forgotten a good rule for remembering genders or an exception to any of the rules we've covered, please let me know by writing a comment below. Bitte schreibt einen Kommentar. Finally, please don't forget to click subscribe to receive all of my German lesson videos, language learning tips and updates. Otherwise, from me, it's Danke und auf Wiedersehen.